Randy. I'm here with project number 2 from Bargain Bead Box, Budding Romance for February. I have my little book here, and we are working on our first necklace. This is our little plan that we made. So this is the one where we're going to use the those little roses, and we're going to flip them upside down so that we can use them as links. Okay, so let's jump down to the mat, get this party started. All right, guys, here we are down on the mat. This is project 2 from Bargain Bead Box. We are going to be using the rose quartz pebble strand along with those flower links, the hinge, and a little bit of chain. So let me just show you what we're working with here from the box. So we have this little smidge of chain. We have these guys here. Ooh. Well, we have these guys here, the little links that we are going to wire wrap to our advantage. And we have this hinge, which I took apart. I'd taken this apart from part of the pendant they had sent. Okay, so this is our plan. We're going to wire wrap up one of these guys. Basically going to be one of these numbers here with a little bit of chain and a little pendant on the bottom, little wire wrapped pebble. So that's our plan. So let's jump on into it. Alright guys, so just so you're aware, if you are new here, Thunder Horse Descendant is a working studio, so if you hear any commotion going on, don't worry, that's just work happening. Shannon's shipping orders, and I'm doing beading, and Phyllis is doing stuff upstairs, and we got animals, and it's the way we roll around here, so it's real live beading. Okay, first things we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up all of our components here. So we're going to set up our pendant with the chain. We're going to wire wrap this one little rose pebble. We're going to wire wrap up our links to get them to go in the direction we want. And then we are going to go ahead and string up this portion. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's do it. So first things first, I'm going to start by picking out a pebble that I think is probably maybe the largest pebble that's on here, that I can zoom in a little bit. The largest pebble, so that this can be the focal portion. And I guess it depends on if you want a really light colored one or a darker colored one. I think I'm going to go with this darker colored one right here. I think that's the one I like. Now you could do a couple also. If you wanted to do a couple, you could. Totally up to you. Let me see if I can't get away with a ball head pin here. I might be able to get away with just a small one. All right. Get my sleeves out of the way here. Roll those sleeves up. Let's get to work. Okay. Are we going to have any metal? We did not include any metal in here, any spacers of any kind. That's fine. Okay, so here is the little pendant. Now it's up to you which way you want it to go. I think I'm just going to go ahead with this situation, and I'm just going to do a really simple wire wrap on here. When I'm doing the wire wrap, I'm going to want to make the wrap large enough by going back on my tapered bail, or my tapered round nose plier, because I am going to put this onto the chain, and I want it to, you know, be able to move freely. So I'm making a pretty large, not super large, but a pretty large bail for this. And then we're just going to wrap it. Easy peasy. There we go. So we're going to give this a snip. Just a little snip. And I'm going to give this a little bit of a work harden. I should snip this just a smidge more. Too much tail. Okay, I'm going to come in here, tuck that in. And we want this guy to be going this way. So when you are looking at the mat, you cannot see the mat. It's going this way because we're going to hang him on a piece of chain. All right, so we got that part done. Okay, then we are going to take our hinge and our little bits of chain along with our little bail. We're going to bring those guys out here and we're going to get to work on that. So now I have this piece of chain and I did not measure this chain. Okay, so it's kind of up to you. I'm going to go ahead and just give it a cut wherever I see fit. Now I think, I don't remember for sure, but I think this is stainless steel, so I'm going to go ahead and use my junk cutter just to be safe. And just give it a snip here, if I can. Must be stainless, it's really struggling to cut it. So now I have a longer piece and I have a shorter piece. To be honest with you, the shorter piece really isn't that much shorter, but it is shorter nonetheless. I think I will take off a couple more links just for funsies. All right, there we go. So this one will be our shorter piece. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab us up some jump rings, see what we have available. Do I have, oh, I do have some Tinker Tots. Look at me, having some Tinky Tots. Not very many, but maybe enough to get us through this necklace. These are Tinky Tots. If you are unaware, we sell these on our website. We try to keep them in stock, but they sell out pretty fast. These are 2mm. These are the 2mm oval jump rings, and we call them Tinky Tots because they're so small. I had to have a little zip of coffee. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna get my, what is this? It keeps sticking to me. I'm gonna get my my first Tinky Tot. I'm gonna get my longer piece of chain. Now I moved them around and I can't tell. Yeah, this one. I'm gonna get my longer piece and I'm gonna go in here to one chain link. I'm double checking the chain link. I'm going to remove this chain link. So always when you cut chain, make sure that you're checking it, because I accidentally damaged this one when I was trying to cut it off originally. So we want this to not be damaged. So I got to get this one off of here some kind of way. It's so tiny. Come on, you. There we go. Okay. So now this other one is not damaged in any way, so I'm going to go ahead and put my Tinky Tot in there. So everything is so small that I am struggling a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now, once I have him on there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach to this first hole in the hinge. Okay. So, we have that. Now, I'm going to attach on my little wire wrapped pendant. Going to go for another Tinker Tot. And get him in here. Then I'm going to bring it around to the furthest link on this side. now we have this guy. Very cool. I like it. Now you could just leave it like this, but I am going to string this little piece in the middle here just for funsies. Although, now that I'm looking at this, I do think I am going to give it another little cut because I want it to be, like when you're looking at it, I want it to be visually tapered. Okay, so I'm going to try to cut this off. We're going to come in with another Tinky Tot. Now this time we're going to go into the second. Now you could go into these two if you'd like. I guess it's up to you. I think I'm going to go into this, just the second one. I think that if I hung them really close together, that it would kind of look bunched up right there, and I don't really want that. I want as much space as I can get. So I'm going to go into the second one. Nearest the end here. Close that up. And I mean, honestly, if you wanted to do another little tiny rose quartz, you totally could do that. I am just not going to do that because I just didn't feel like it at the time, but if you want to, you can. We'll weigh this chain down, so that's always helpful, but I think this is going to be okay. Okay, look. Get this guy in there. And okay, and then I'm going to put this one onto the second, to the last, just like we did before. Close this guy up. Boop. And we are on it. On it, on it, on it, on it. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to put these little Tinky Tots back in my... I gotta get some more of these, but I'll write this on the list. Okay, so here's our pendant. Our pendant is ready to rock. Sorry, I started using this because I think it helps my camera focus better. Okay, so now our pendant is ready to rock. This is how I'm leaving mine. I think it's very cute. I am glad that I took this hinge. And we're going to come back to the beads here. So now our next order of operations is we got to get these flowers wire wrapped so they're going upwards instead of hanging down. I mean, if you wanted them to hang down, you totally could do that. Let's take a look there. But we had said we wanted ours to hang upwards, like so. Maybe you want to do one up and one down. I don't know what you want to do there. I mean, that kind of looks funny. But even if you wanted to have them down, you're still going to need to have a wire wrap on the bottom to attach here. See? So I'm going to do mine this way. Right here, I'm just going to utilize a jump ring, so there should be no issues with this. So all I need to do is wire wrap the top portion. So I'm just going to put that out of my way for right now, and I'm going to grab up a little bit of gold wire. What do we got? We have 22 gauge. We have 20 gauge. Gold, 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 gold. I think I'm going to go with 22. Oh, that's half round. I don't want half round. What is this? Can I get away with this? Look at this. I found a little smidgen. I found a little smidgen of champagne. It looks to be a 22. I am lucky, girl. Look at me. I don't know if you can really tell the difference here, but this one is just a more gold. So I got this champagne. Looking at this champagne, thinking I am a lucky girl. There's a real possibility that might be half round wire, but I can't really tell in this lighting. So we're going to go with it anyway. Whatever we got. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're just going to grab up a smidgen of this wire. And basically, all we have to do is we have to find a way in these little crannies here to get this guy connected. So I see two pretty similar. Let me see if I can get through here. It looks like I should be able to get through there, but it's a little bit wonky. Okay, so there is a little hole here. I don't know if you can see, and it might be different just in the plating. It's kind of hard to see it. But there is a little hole here, but it's not big enough for me to get through there. So, it's too bad. I wish I could. Maybe I have a smaller gauge. This is 24 inch. I'm going to try that. Oh, I can get through there with some 24. Okay, we're going to use the 24. I was so excited about the champagne, but the 24 I think is going to work better for us. So I'm going to get a little 24 here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this through this little hole right here underneath this leaf. It's very hard to see. I'm going to put him there. Okay. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go with this other half of the wire through here. Okay, so those two are pretty even. I'm going to go ahead and give this a little pull. I'm going to get a hold of both of them. See if I can't slide this down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so basically I have a loop around here, which is great, almost like a lark's head type situation, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wire and I am going to twist it just a smidge so it's kind of tight around there. You don't want to twist too much in one area, especially since this is 24 gauge, because it could get weak in a spot and break. But here I've twisted it. Now I'm going to take one side and I'm going to go around the head of the flower. Come to the back, take the other side, go around the head of the flower. Okay, come to the back. Now, if you wanted to do more, you could. You could go around a couple of times. Nobody's really going to notice, but I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to crisscross these in the back. Okay, I'm going to kind of try to get them tightened up, and then I'm going to twist them together like a bread tie. Boop, boop. Not too much, okay? Let's not be doing too much. So once you've got them twisted to the top of the flower, you can see here, top of the flower. Now, I'm going to hold on to that, and I'm going to twist one over the other. This is going to give me a little bit of stability on the link. Now, you don't have to do this. This is totally a design preference for me. So I'm going one wire over the top. Camera just shut off. It's things and stuff. So by doing one over the top of the other, we are not twisting them, making them weak. That's the point. Okay. I'm just going to go here. And then I'm going to treat this as though it is one wire. Now, if you didn't want to twist it, you could still treat both wires as though they are one. It's completely up to you. Now I'm going to take this, and at the top of the flower is where I'm going to just do a regular wrap like I normally would. I'm going to go over the top, spin, come around. I'm going to wrap this around 3 times just as we normally would with any wire wrap, okay, to create a link. I'm going to come in here, cut these tails off. And I'm very carefully going to make sure all of this is tucked in, because this is kind of a little bit of wire here and we want it to be as little as possible. Okay, so you can see here in the front of the flower, the only part you can really see is right up here, just wrapped around the head of the flower. Here's what it looks like from the side. Okay, so you got your link here. Here's what it looks like from the back. Okay, so we're just going to do that again. And then these are ready. We can go ahead and start linking them on. So let me get the other one. I'm going to do the same thing. So, is this the wire I was using? No, this one. So we're using our 24 gauge wire. You're going to get a little snippet. Oh. We're going to do it again. So you can know. So basically we are going to take this one end. We're going to go in through this little hole right here by this leaf. Now I can tell you this hole, just based on the coating of this flower, is significantly smaller than the other one that we just did. But it is there. So that's good. Okay, then this one, we're going to go in here underneath this second leaf. Whoop. Kind of weird angle I'm at here. And then once we have that, we're just going to pull it through till it goes around the stem of the flower. Okay. Well, there we go. I hope you guys can see that. So then over here in the back, we're going to twist them together so that they are pretty tight. Okay. And we're going to twist till we get to the bud of the flower, right? So we're going to twist a couple of times. That looks about right. And then we are going to take and we're going to wrap one of these around each side. So this one, we're going to wrap around front, bring it to the back. This one, we're going to wrap around the front, bring it to the back. Now I got these two together. Here's what it looks like in the front. Okay. Now here again, we are going to twist them together. And we're going to twist them together until we get to the top of the rose. We're now at the top of the rose. This is what it looks like. See here? Top of the rose. Now we are going to take one and we are going to wrap it around the other for stability of the link. I chose to use the longer one around the shorter one because this is going to use up more wire than doing it the other way. Okay. So here we go. Now we have this. Okay. We're going to treat these as one wire. We're going to come in the top here, start our wire wrap as we normally would. I'm going to start it right at the top of the rose. So come in here, bend it over the top, spin the plier, go around, wrap 3 times. Okay. And turn that off. So you can see right here on this one I have a loop. That's because of where I was wrapping this part of the wire. That's fine, I'll just squish it in. So we're going to come in here and we're going to work hard in this part. And we're going to get rid of this loop by just squishing it in. There we go. We're going to make sure our tails are tucked in. Here. Looks like it's good. And now we have 2 links that we can wire wrap onto, or that we can bead onto. So again, still setting up our pendant. Okay, this is going to go here. We are going to go ahead and attach with some jump rings. Now, we may have to use 2 jump rings right here, or since we have this situation the situation I'm referring to is this loop, you can see the mat. This loop, you cannot see the mat. This loop is going this way. One jump ring isn't going to cut it. So what I suggest we do to avoid using 2 jump rings to get it to sit correctly is we do a wire wrapped bead. That'll look prettier, in my personal opinion. We can use 2 of this maybe same color-ish, these 2 little guys. And then we can use those, we can work those wraps in any way we see fit. That'll make it easier to work with. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get that going on. Put those to the side, and I'm going to get a little wire for this guy. So I am still using the 24 gauge. Whoa, it just went all unravelly. I am still using the 24 gauge wire for this. I mean, we're going to wrap together these 3 little pieces. I don't think there's going to be any issue with using the 24 gauge wire as far as it like breaking or anything. So I'm not terribly worried about it. Mostly because we're just doing this one bead. If you're doing a bunch of beads, like a stack of beads, then the wire might be a little more compromised. But since we're just doing this one tiny stone, I really don't think it's going to matter that much. So I'm going to go ahead and start by basically creating an eye pin. I'm going to wire wrap this part onto here. Okay. If I can get it on there. I keep spinning it the wrong way. There we go. Alright, so now we got this guy. I'm just going to wire wrap him straight on there with a warm connection, as they say. Do about 3 little wraps there. Trim. Tuck him in. Put on our little bead. Okay. And then we're going to wire wrap onto the flower. So we're just going to create a little loop here. Okay. Put this onto the bottom of the flower. Make sure he's on there the right way. Going front to front. Yep, everything looks like it's towards the front. And get a hold of this here. We're going to wrap around 3 times. Okay, so now here you can see that we are able to utilize this little guy to our advantage, using where we have one link going. When you look at it, you're not looking at the mat, whereas when you look at this one, you are looking at the mat. So this one is sideways, this one is, you can see the mat through it. Okay. And that's going to allow that to sit forward, to sit the right way, everything hanging the right direction, without you having to use multiple jump rings right there. So we're going to do that again with this one. Okay. And the warm connection. So I'm going to create a loop here. Come to this side. 3. Give it a trim. Put on our stone. Okay. Start the wrap on this side. Going to go ahead and make sure that we get this guy going the right way. Let me see. So if I wrap him around this way, no, he'll be backwards. I'm gonna go. Okay. So here again, you can see we're just going to start making this loop. This one you can see my finger. This one you cannot. That's how we want it to sit. Okay. 3. Okay, make sure everything is facing forward the way it is supposed to be. Which it is. And there we go. We are ready to just string this up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab up some beading wire and we'll start the stringing process. I also have to find what kind of ending I want to use. But for the most part, this is how you're going to set up this front part of this necklace. So I'm super excited about it. All we have left to do is the stringing portion. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. I'll be right back. people, there we are with the end of our project number 2. I think it's quite cute. Let me show you the original design. I think it turned out just like the design. So here's the design. Got our flowers standing up. Got our chain coming down. Everything's looking pretty good there. Here, let me maybe just adjust it a little bit so I can see. Laid out a little better. There we go. Yeah. I think that is very cute. I like it. It did actually turn out a little more dainty than I originally planned. Zoom in so you guys can see some of this. It did turn out a little bit more dainty than I had originally planned, which is nice, but you know, I mean, I wasn't really going for that. But I actually like the way that it turned out. I like this little stone that we picked down here. Got our roses standing up the right way, and I like the whole, you know, rose quartz of it all. So, just kind of wanted to give you guys a little zoomed in look. So there we go. So that is our finished product versus our plan. Let's see if I can get these both in the camera. Yes, I can. So there we go. Project number 2. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, don't forget to do a like, a comment. All of your watching is very helpful to the channel. Give it a share should you feel the need. I don't know if you're in any groups or anything like that. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, spectacular, amazing beading day. And I will be back with project number 3 at some point in time, which is, oh yes, this guy. Project number 3 with the front toggle. So that's our next order of business. Alright guys, I hope you have a good day and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.